I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, 1-1 draw. I was getting worried towards the end, but at least they got a point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, after 70 minutes, they'd had such a poor second half. It just had defeat written all over it, but they conjured a goal from somewhere. Dave Edwards popped up again to save and rescue a point for him.
Yeah.
Third time he scored here in 3 seasons. And I'd say on the balance of play, a point was a fair result.
I agree.
Either side of half time, Blackburn were the better team. I thought Wolves were really poor and were contributing to their own downfall for the most part. But they created quite a few chances in the first half, popped it with a goal, and then they did create a few more at the end as well, to be fair. So I think overall a point was a fair result, but the performance wasn't great.
Oh, that first half, though. I mean, you can understand some of the fans getting frustrated because it's not what we want to see, is it?
No, they had a good kind of 15-minute spell. Bodvarsson created a couple of chances. Ed was put one just wide. Cody put one just over. A couple more Cody shots. Well, I was going to say they weren't really falling to the right man, but I don't know who that man would be because Wolves haven't got anyone who's been clinical a goal.
With that 3 in midfield they played, it was pretty defensive, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we knew that was going to be the case. He said on Thursday he wanted players who could run and do well off the ball. It wasn't a surprise to see those 3 in midfield at all, really. I guess you wanted Dicko on the end of those chances. He's the best finisher at the club. But the problem is he can't play up front on his own, I don't think, in a 4-5-1. And 4-4-2 just looked horrendous last week, so they can't really engineer him into the team. And
wow, I really hope someone hasn't been shot. That's incredible.
This is the new ENS special effects budget. We just got some fireworks on the go.
That's the year's budget gone then.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, with Carl Akimi going off at half time, they didn't have the option of bringing Dicko on at the end because they only had a couple of subs.
Yeah.
So yeah, they really just lacked a clinical touch in front of goal. But that's been the case for weeks now. So not much really changed today.
No.
They were poor at the back. Well, they lacked clinicalness, if that's a word, and decisiveness, that is a word, in both boxes basically.
Yeah. I mean, that first goal, so frustrating to give away. They had plenty of chances to get rid of it, but stunning strike at the same time.
You've got to applaud the finish, fantastic goal. But yeah, if you're going to be nitpicking, which you have to at this level, Danny Bart was stood 5 yards off him. Courtney Hawes, poor clearance in the build-up, and Bulford Jackson didn't stop the cross from coming in. So it's the 7th early goal they've conceded this season in 15 matches, which is just shocking, and they're just giving themselves not a mountain to climb, but they're shooting themselves in the foot with these early goals. But I've asked Rob Edwards about it now. I've asked Walter Zenger about it, and neither of them could give me an answer.
Sure.
They don't think Wolves are starting games badly, but the stats prove otherwise.
Carl Akimi off at half time. Andy Lonergan coming on, and he made a couple of crucial saves because that could have been game set match.
Yeah, there was one. Gallagher certainly. I think after about an hour should have made it 2-0. He put it too close to him. To be fair, Akimi as well made a good save just before half time before he went off. He's got a hip injury, so we really hope that's not too serious. But yeah, Blackburn had their chances. Like I said, Wolves are masters of their own downfall, really. I don't know what Richard Stearman has to do to get a game. We haven't seen him since Barnsley.
He's crying out for him to play next weekend, surely.
September 13th. I thought today was crying out for him. I thought the same last week. I know.
So who's going to go?
I was not his biggest fan, but I think you've got to have that experience in the back four. And again today, Danny Bart's the oldest defender in there.
Yeah.
Borthwick Jackson and Doherty didn't play badly, and it was good to see Doherty getting forward a lot more today. And I thought he had a good impact in the opposition box. And in fact, he set up the equaliser as well, didn't he, with his cross? But
they looked better when Tex came on, when Caballero came on. They looked more threatening, I felt.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, just to finish on the defence, they need a settled back four.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a while now, but Silvio's been in and out. Iorfa's now out of the squad completely. Stearman we haven't seen for a while. I just don't understand why he's not in the team. To be honest, you can make a case for dropping either Bart or Courtney Hawes, but I don't think he's dropped.
But there must be something. There must be something that's going on there because Zenger didn't pick him after those couple of games where he shipped him out, and Rob Edwards, he must have thought when Rob Edwards took over that I'm going to be in here, and he hasn't. So there must be something there.
Courtney Hawes has looked okay in the last couple of games.
It's hard to drop your captain.
It's hard to drop your captain, and I don't think he wanted to make too many changes today.
Yeah.
Because Wolves haven't been far off in the last few weeks, and there's only so much that he can change in a short space of time. But as you said a minute ago, yeah, the 3 Portuguese lads did okay. There was a 5-10 minute spell where they looked really threatening.
Yeah.
We haven't seen enough certainly from Cavalleros and Texera in recent weeks, and Costa's been off the ball for a couple of games as well, so they are really hit and miss, which is why I don't think you'll see the 3 of them starting together. But off the bench, yeah, they all made an impact today at certain points, yeah.
strange week for the club. So I mean, strange few months for the club, and it must affect the players at some point. Well, they don't know whether they're coming or going. Some of them, and it is very difficult. Saying that, they still need to take responsibility, and they are way better than what they're showing at the moment.
Yeah, you can say about all these changes. Yes, it's not easy. You know, when you've got Zenga and Stefano Cassin and Andrea Butti all kind of saying one thing one week, and now that's all completely expensive, and now it's kind of back to kind of the style that it was before with Kenny Jackett, and things kind of feel a bit more kind of back to normal, I guess, here. But you know, things weren't great last season either, so it's what's right and what's wrong. But yeah, there've been a lot of changes, a lot of upheaval, too many changes, too much upheaval. I don't think they were really too far off last year. Anyway, we've been through this.
Yeah.
But it is time for certain players to step up. There was no one out there taking a grip of the game today. Cody did it in spells, but elsewhere the midfield was so sluggish, and there's a real lack of aggression in there at times, and certainly a lack of quality. You know, with the ball today, I thought they were so poor. There was no one playing that incisive pass. There was no one getting close enough to Bodvarsson. There wasn't enough quality from the flanks. The final ball wasn't good enough. And you know, there's been a lot of money invested in this team, and they're just not showing at the moment that they're good enough. I mean, they'll be in a relegation scrap before you know it if they don't wise up. Whoever's the manager.
Do you feel they need to appoint a manager sooner rather than later, or do you want to wait till the international break, or does this team need some kind of stability moving forward?
Well, they've only got one game in the next 3 weeks, so if you count the international break, so no, you've got to take your time and get it right. It's a huge appointment, and like I said, first and foremost, Wolves have got to avoid getting sucked into a relegation battle, because we know how competitive this league is, and we know that once that rot sets in and you're in free fall, you're really struggling. We've seen it here with Wolves before, so that'd be my priority first and foremost. The candidates, the list of candidates out there, it's not great.
No, it's not.
There are a couple of kind of firefighters you could bring in to drag them out of the mess, but that would be the opposite direction to what they've taken in appointing Zenga. So,
what about the man on the touchline today? How do you think he did, and how do you think he's held himself this week?
I think he has held himself very well. He says all the right things, and the players like him and respect him. And you know, we just spoke to Danny Bart, and they want to do well for him. Well, obviously he hasn't got the experience, but whether he can step up to the plate, it's really hard to tell, isn't it? You certainly can't tell on one game. Yeah. I think if he's still in charge for Derby next week, he has to win that game to give him any chance of getting the job. I think Wolves really like him. I think they want him to do well. I think they'd be delighted if he was the one to step up and do it. It's too soon to tell. I think we'll start to see some candidates become more clear this week.
Yeah.
Some people will step forward, whether it's Nigel Pearson or whoever. Maybe there's a U-turn on Big Sam. But for me, there's no obvious candidate out there at the moment. So yeah. I think they will have to make a concerted effort to go to another club and raid someone for a top manager out there. I mean, there are quite a few. There's plenty of names out there that can go for. Yeah, but you know, this is what folks are here for. They're cheers for that. Yeah, they're they're here to mean business. So if it means upsetting a few characters and going to raid someone for a top manager, then so be it. I think that's what they may end up having to do if Rob Edwards isn't their man.
Well, point today for Wolves. Trick or treating tonight?
Well, maybe it'd be a bit late, wouldn't it, by the time we get back?
At 11:30. I've got my little outfit. What do you reckon?
That is what are you doing?
It's the wolf. It's the wolf.
That is shocking.
Why?
That's terrifying.
1-1 today for all the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.